Have you ever had a day where you started with big plans, only to look back and wonder where the time went? You know, the type of day where you feel busy, but somehow you didn't end up any closer to your goals? We have all been there. And even for those that have dreams, aspirations, and a clear vision for their future, sometimes distractions seem to appear out of nowhere, taking away our time, our focus, and leaving us to feel like we're spinning our wheels. These distractions aren't just fleeting interruptions. They subtly sabotage and rob you of your potential. They create distance between where you are now and where you want to be, and keep you from reaching the level of success and fulfillment you're fully capable of achieving. But here's the good news. You have the power to take control over your time and your focus. And today, we're going to talk about the 5 biggest distractions blocking your success, and more importantly, how to overcome them. By being more aware of them and taking intentional action, you can break free and move forward with clarity of purpose. You ready? Let's go. Distraction number 1, social media and digital overload. Don't you turn me off. We live in a world where social media and devices are always within reach. And honestly, they've become an integral part of our lives, providing the opportunity to connect with friends and family and information in an instant. But how many times have you picked up your phone to check a single notification, only to find yourself an hour later scrolling through endless posts, watching videos, or checking your email for the 100th time? It's easy for us to justify these moments thinking it's just a quick break, or I'm just staying informed. But small distractions accumulate, and when they accumulate, they steal your focus from the task at hand. The problem with this distraction in particular is that it creates a false sense of productivity. Scrolling social media can trick you into thinking that you are staying up to date, that you're engaging with something productive, but in reality, it's often a diversion from your goals. It also triggers comparison. Social media especially thrives on showing you the highlight reels of people's lives. The constant comparison then in turn can lead to self-doubt and making you question your progress, even though your journey in itself is unique. It also steals your time. Time on our devices adds up quickly. And before you know it, hours have slipped away that could have been put towards accomplishing a goal. So how do we overcome distraction number 1? The first is set limits. Don't try to take it away because it's useful and it's fun, but set limits. Don't wait until you're already distracted, but be proactive in creating a boundary around social media. Regular breaks from your screens can do wonders for your mental health. Whether it's a day off from social media or an evening away from your phone, these detoxes help you reset and regain focus. Another way to deal with this distraction is to create intentional usage. Before you open an app, ask yourself, all right, what am I doing? What is my purpose here? Am I looking to learn, to connect, or to kill time? All 3 are okay. The point is to approach the situation with intention, which in turn could prevent you from allowing it to distract you mindlessly. As Jim Rohn says, either you run the day or the day runs you. Each time you find yourself scrolling without a purpose, remember that this is an opportunity to take control of your time before it slips away. The next distraction blocking your success is the need to say yes to everything. It's a trap that many fall into. Saying yes to requests, favors, or commitments because we feel obligated to please others, to avoid conflict, or to just not let people down. Whether it's taking on extra work at the office, attending social events you're not excited about, or helping someone when you know you're already stretched thin. The result is often the same. Every time you say yes to something that isn't aligned with your goals and your values, you're indirectly saying no to your own priorities. Every once in a while, it's okay. But after you string along too many of these, over time, you are left with burnout, resentment, or a sense of having no time for yourself. I feel like I don't have any time for myself. Yeah, it's because you're saying yes to too much. Don't fall into the lie that everything is important, because if everything is important, that then means nothing is important. You only have so much time and so much energy. It's not an endless supply. And if you're constantly giving it away, there's nothing left for your own aspirations. Every request you agree to takes time away from what truly serves your goals and your long-term vision. You're constantly saying yes, you're causing a cycle of stress and overwhelm, and you end up juggling so much that it is impossible to excel at any of it. No is a complete sentence. It doesn't mean you're being selfish. It means you are respecting your time and your energy. Practice polite but firm ways to decline tasks that don't align with your personal and professional goals. Boundaries are extremely important in our lives. Identify your non-negotiables and protect them at all costs. The boundaries don't have to be rigid, but they should help you prioritize your commitments in life. So next time you're feeling that urge that you have to say yes to something, ask yourself, does this serve my goals? How often am I being asked by this person to do something that doesn't serve my goals? And if you find that it happens all of the time and it feels uneven, politely turn it down. Saying no to distraction is saying yes to your dreams. By saying no to some things, you open up the space to say yes to the things that truly matter in your life. Distraction number 3 is procrastination. Procrastination is the silent killer of productivity. It's the voice in your head telling you, I'll do it tomorrow, even when tomorrow seems far off. Procrastination is a form of avoidance and is often fueled by fear. I have a video on here about the 4 fears that fuel procrastination, so check that out. I'm not going to go into it now. But procrastination ends up being an issue because in avoiding the task, we are often avoiding progression. Every task you put off that you have to get done is a step away from your goals. And the longer you wait, the harder it becomes. Procrastination creates stress like no other, because as the tasks pile up, so does your anxiety. And eventually, you're not just avoiding the tasks, you're also avoiding the mounting pressure. The more you train yourself to procrastinate, the more difficult it becomes to take action, leading to a cycle of inaction that is hard to break. So what are some ways quickly to overcome procrastination? First, break tasks into smaller projects. Large projects seem overwhelming, so break them down into small digestible pieces. And then once you have them broken down, focus on completing one at a time, not all at once. You can also use the 5-minute rule. Commit to working on a task for 5 minutes. Often, starting the task is the hardest part. But once you begin, momentum kicks in, and you might just find yourself working on it longer than expected. Pablo Picasso once said, "Only put off until tomorrow what you are willing to die having left undone." That's strong. Let that quote serve as a reminder to start now, because the time you waste today delays your success tomorrow. The 4th distraction that blocks our success is negative self-talk. I have a video on here that talks about silencing the inner critic, so you want to go watch that one as well. But our inner dialogue can be one of the most powerful distractions that we face. The thoughts we tell ourselves, like "I'm not good enough," "what if I fail," they undermine our confidence and halt progress before we even begin. Negative thoughts will always make you second guess yourself. They will always erode the belief that you need in order to take action. Thoughts like fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of making a mistake, they paralyze you and prevent you from ever reaching your potential. When you repeat negative thoughts, you solidify the belief that you are not capable of success. So it sounds like to me that we need to go to work on our stinking thinking. Practice affirmations, practice affirming words. It is very important that we replace negative thoughts with empowering ones. And replacing the thought is a part of the bigger picture of reframing your mindset. Other ways to reframe your mindset is to immerse yourself in books and podcasts and around people who uplift you. The more positive input you have, the more positive output you produce. And when you're producing positive outputs, there's less room for the old negativity. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have for your success. Train it to work for you and not against you. The fifth distraction that blocks our success is a lack of clear goals. My dad once produced a book called Goals, Signposts on the Road to Your Destiny. That's good. But without clear goals, life feels like you're walking in circles. You may stay busy, but busy doesn't mean productive. You need a destination in mind to ensure that every step you take moves closer to a success. A lack of goals causes confusion and indecision. Without a clear target, it's easy to feel stuck or lost, unaware of which action to take next. A lack of goals also makes progress harder to measure. If you don't know where you're going, how can you track how far you've come? How can you track how far you still have to go? A lack of goals or a lack of vision ultimately leaves you vulnerable to distractions. Whenever there's a void in life, something will work to fill that void. A void doesn't stay a void. Its nature is to be filled. So without a goal, there's now a void that distraction comes in to fill. So we need to get some goals. And there's several ways to set them. The classic way is to set a SMART goal: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. That's been around some time, but nowadays, there's many structures to set your goals. The most important part is finding a roadmap to success that works best for you. Now, before I get off of this, one of the things that I want to say is when it comes to your goals, review and adjust regularly. Life changes, and often so does the way you accomplish that which you want to accomplish. So reassess your goals regularly to ensure they remain aligned with your vision for success. I like to say a goal without a plan is a daydream. So come up with a plan. Your goals are the blueprint for your success. The house doesn't get built without a proper blueprint. By identifying and addressing these 5 distractions, you can reclaim your time, your energy, and your focus. The key to overcoming these distractions lies in intentionality and discipline. With the right strategies in place, you'll find yourself not only moving closer to your goals, but also gaining the momentum you need to sustain long-term success. It's time to stop letting distractions block your progress. Take control of your focus today and start moving forward with purpose. If you enjoyed this video, smash that subscribe button. I am building a community of 10,000 like-minded people that are wanting to better themselves through self-development and personal growth. If that sounds like you, hit subscribe because you're in the right place. Always remember that growth is a journey, it's not a destination. I'm in it with you, and I'll see you on the next one.